Right, so this team is a team in which I didn't really give two thoughts about as much. I know I said Tremor wasn't the best. I know Tremor has some good stuff, but I didn't look at it as hard, right? I know you okay. We'll just go through this normally, right? So set him to auto. He's already on it. Whoops. And then we'll go back to mid screen.
Left and right button. Move list. Match. Finder position. Full screen. Close. Left. Center. Move list. P1 team settings. P2 team settings. Killer swapped. Temper. Crystalline. Aftershock. Left.
So the standard thing, of course, is every single button gets confirmed to launch. Okay, so that's useful, right? That's great. This also applies to the ambush.
P1 team settings. Enforcer. Off. Tremor variation. Metallic. Crystalline.
So same idea for the ambush. It's a bit tight on the timing. Anyway, you get the idea. So if you have fast fingers, you can always hit confirm into the ambush version of the rock punch, which has faster cooldown. So that's, useful, of course. So the thing with Ghostface Tremor is you do get a bit more health. You have an ambush that will link off every single freaking hit you can think of, except the sweep. I think sweep's the only thing that doesn't work. Oh no, it works. Never mind. You just have to call Tremor a little bit before sweep. Does, I think, like 21. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is like 19, I guess. So, I mean, I'll take it, right? 19 off a safe sweep. Anyway, point is, so you get confirms off all your buttons, more or less, if you have the execution for it. You get confirms off the command grab, which is my favorite part, of course. It is one of the hardest conversions, in my opinion, for Ghostface in general, because you have to hit the down back 3, and that's easier said than done. I don't even know if I can hit it right now, but... Oh, he fell out of it. Come on. Try that one more time. Okay. Anyway, you get the idea. So you technically do have a quote-unquote consistent combo off the command grab. Of course, it's freaking difficult. What I normally go for, actually, is I just take the damage. And I might, like, go for the phone call or do something else to try and just meaty, to be safer. Because that's one pet peeve of mine is, like, I don't like the fact that I have to do the command grab, and then I'm risking my whole freaking life by doing the Dynamite 3. And it's a good, strong thing, but it is just... You get the idea. Point is, so you have that. And then the phone call, you also can do off the ground pound. I'm not sure what it is mid-screen, but you can do it. I'm assuming it's like dash into back 3. I think you can get a combo off the running overhead. I'm assuming, again, just dash into back 3. The timing for it is a bit tight because Ghostface has the same problem that Unreal has, where you can't do certain ambushes out of the stances they have. So the Viltrumite stance, the Psychotic stance, Rush, or whatever it's called. So it just results in some weirdness, which isn't, it's not a deal breaker, but it is weird. So, all that being said, this team, I played some matches with it last night, and I definitely see the potential, right? Because of the cooldown being so much faster, you have way more availability to keep yourself safe, right? So like this. Like something like that, you know. Of course that's that's up close, but like you can theoretically do this from that cooldown's fast. Holy crap! You can theoretically do this from full screen. Oh my lord, that is super fast. So you can do it from full screen and just be safe. So it's a lower overhead that if you have the reactions for it, you can technically confirm it. So you can just dial in your teleport and hold the cancel if it's blocked, or let it rip if it's on hit and it should combo right. So he gives Ghostface not only safety and combos off his command grab and the phone call grab, he also gives a mix because of the low overhead rock from full screen. He does give him a little bit more mix with the low ground pounder, low rock projectile up close. It can help with like slight mix potential, and again the safety. But the thing that I found to be the coolest, at least for me, was applying the crystal armor. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like using the crystal armor all the time because you don't get combos off the grabs or the bigger combos off your hit confirms, right? So you don't get this. That's about 28%, meterless, and Tremor's back already, so you can just do it again. And then from there you could just do. Yeah, we get the idea. Okay, so Tremor helps a good bit, but my biggest personal gripe is the grab combos themselves are just very eh. I'll say this: I do like the fact that you can killer swap and get a full combo. Upwards of I think 28% or 30% off a throw. You can't do it off the regular killer animation, like it just doesn't I mean, you can get sorry. Anyway, sorry. You can get like a pop up, and I don't know if it'll actually get a combo though, because I don't know. You can maybe a down one command grab. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, the thing that I found to be the coolest interaction is the interaction between the crystal armor and your Ghostface killer swap. So if we look here, I'm just gonna do the teleport into assassin. Boom, I'm the assassin. Let me put on the armor though. Now I'm back into regular Ghostface. So what's interesting about this is it's a way to bypass the idea of the timer while still keeping yourself safe and defensive, or like hard to combo. So you can do something like this, so that let's just do the regular BNB, right? Boop. And then here. Now, can they hit Ghostface, interrupt him, and before the armor? Yes, they can. But I think if you get the armor instead of the back three, you just cancel into the armor as Ghostface lands. It should be able to come on as their armor wakes up, so that even if they wake up with armor, you'll absorb it with the armor, with your crystal armor. And so what it does is it resets you back to the regular killer without interrupting your animations, without interrupting anything, while still giving you the armor and be safe. Because the armor only works on the regular killer. You can't apply the armor to the other killers, which I guess makes a bit of sense. If you think about it, if they let you put the crystal armor on either of the other killers, you would essentially not be killable for like a good minute because it takes like 6 or 7 hits or whatever it is, 5 hits before the crystal armor goes away. Plus, you have a 1 free hit of no combos. So it's like, they'd be kind of nutty. And very, of course, it'd be like last minute, it's like, I have 1 hit left. Let me put on armor and killer swap real quick. And then you just can't do anything, right? You just can't. So yeah, so it is definitely an interesting team. Again, you do have extra mix in your other, like Enforcer and stuff. So things like the high overhead low can turn into a full combo, right? Anyway, come on. Get the idea. You also, I think the Rekka also becomes... yeah, you can get combos off the Rekka. I don't know about the shoulder. Yeah, shoulder's too quick. Then we'll look at the assassin really quick, which is like obvious. Like you're gonna get it off the reset. You're gonna get off the knife. I don't know about the cannonball. No, cannonball they launch too far. Oh wait. Come on now. That's kind of cool. So you might be able to pick up something, like maybe a down 1 special. That's kind of cool. I think you can actually get ground pound off of the generation here. Oh, I guess it doesn't combo. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, I guess it does lead to like a bit of a reset though, where like at that point you can start, staggering to throws or whatever else. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so the part that really got to me was the idea of the crystal armor, like forcing you back to the regular killer. So you can do something like this. So if I can get it just right. It's metallic. So now we're still in assassin, right? So assassin back 2 is just double hitting overhead, right? So double hitting overhead. And that double hitting overhead. So there we go. Messed up. Well, you get the idea. So let's try it again. Overhead. And then now you're back to the regular killer. You can try. There we go. Lord, I couldn't hit. I couldn't reach. But so essentially, what I kind of see this working as is you use the extra strings or extra mix-ups from the other killers, and you use the crystal armor to force back into the regular Ghostface and get more command grab hits, or you can easily just use the crystal armor to go back into regular killer and just do more stuff. Like the idea of like, let me just do a double hitting armor breaking overhead and just swap back into the other killer mid string and still be able to press buttons. Like that'll be like a triple overhead, right? Now, will it reach? Will it actually do anything? Probably not, right? So if I do this, so like, okay, technically the overhead will reach. Okay, so it technically will be a third overhead, and it'll be safe because the armor is on you. So it's interesting like that. Or the other version of it would be the high overhead low from the Enforcer. That can turn into a high overhead if you swap, and still be a combo with the low, of course. Which I mean, not really a big deal because that one already has the overhead with the flying kick, so that's not a big deal. But I just the idea of what's happening here of you can just switch without breaking the enemy or without messing up your sequences is very interesting to me. Like you can make some interesting potential, especially with certain like the way certain things end, like in the corner, right? So if I go in the corner,
Reset distance. Right.
let's go in the corner here. So let's just do a basic knife. So then that's just a very basic, like, hit confirm into the... And then... Come on now. But we get the idea, right? And yes, this is extremely low damage, I understand that. However, it's extra safe mix. I can't be mad about safe mix. Or mostly safe mix. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think this has some potential. Especially maybe from the enforcer to the regular killer better than assassin. Because the thing with assassin is like their whole thing is the run cancels. And you could maybe do that too. But the idea of something like this, let's do the Rekka here. If this is 25, I'll be happy. Ah, it did 25. It almost did though. But anyway, you get the, like, you see the idea here, and especially because again, so if you unblock, you could do it unblock. So it's just send it to all, right? So let's just say because stand 3 into the flying kick jails, right? Or stand 3 into shoulder. So if stand 3 into shoulder. Like, it essentially just lets you, like, just swap and, like, I don't know, like, this is interesting. I never thought to really try this. This is pretty cool, honestly, like, especially because if you start incorporating the extra strings or specials. So now that we have the knife cancel, right? So this one's interesting because the knife cancel, like, frame traps off certain, like, blocks, right? So stand 3 into knife cancel is a legit jail into stand 1 too. Now, what's interesting about it is you might be able to literally go from stand 3 knife cancel into the like, I don't have fast enough fingers, but the idea is you could literally go from a run cancel into a knife cancel into a run cancel into a command grab. So, like, I don't know, this is, and it looks like the cooldown's pretty quick too on the crystal armor. Like, that came back quick. I don't know, man. This to me has a lot of potential. Like, this is definitely something, especially because the other thing too is because it bypasses the timer, or, you know, taking the hit essentially of being forced to get out of the other killers. I don't know, the idea of, like, you can do what your sequence is, and not, as long as you have the ambush ready, you don't have to worry about messing up your pressure or your combos. And that's one of the biggest things that irritates me about playing Ghostface, is I'll be like, you know, say I'm just gonna try and delay the time a little bit here by sitting here. Right, so then that technically wouldn't happen if I had the armor on, because I would go back to the regular killer. And so I don't know. This team, I keep stuttering a lot, but this team is definitely, I think has way more potential than I had originally thought. I knew this team was a good option because of, you know, the combos off 2 different command grabs, combos I think off the armor as well, combos, you know, combo conversions of every single button Ghostface has, and the safety and potential pressure / mix from, like, even mid screen to full screen, right, with the different projectiles from metallic. But just the idea of the freaking killer armor situation being bypassed by Tremor's armors, like, really cool. It also sort of did this thing for Geras too. So Geras, when Gears has his back forward 3 on screen, to where he will take 1 hit and like go back in time or whatever, the crystal armor shuts that down too. Like once Tremor's armor's on whatever character, whatever status effect you had to try to bypass damage, I think is overwritten. Which in itself, I get it, right? Because it's crystal armor, right? But I just think it'd be kind of cooler, like if it didn't restrict it, because I mean it might be more stupid, right? It'd be way more stupid. Because imagine Ermac with crystal armor and the what is it? The one where it takes his special instead of his life. Like Ermac would legitimately be unkillable at that point. You know, Omni-Man with Viltrumite stance, he could just sit in Viltrumite stance, and even if he gets clipped by a low or whatever, he could still combo you with the stance 1, right? So I don't know. I never thought to look at the armor like this, but this is like pretty interesting tech in my personal opinion. So let me know what you guys think. We'll see you guys in the next video.